Hey, I'm Kyle. Welcome back to the channel. We're going to talk about what makes a good photo shoot. We're on the roof of my building where I work because it's a cool building and I want to show it off. I kind of like the city where I live. I want to show that off too. So look at this. So with a photo shoot, you're telling a story. And as with any story, you got to start. Well, that was terrible audio. The wind guard on my microphone was rubbing the inside of my shirt. So you're just going to have to make peace with seeing my microphone this time. I'm sorry. And I am not entirely certain this will be much better, but we'll try. We'll try and see if this is any better. The visuals here are cool because this is a great room, and yeah, I like this room. I like this coffee. It's still too hot to drink. Anyways, we're talking about the ingredients of a good photo shoot, and I've made a list. So, ingredient number one really kind of dictates all the rest. And that is, you need a vision. You need a good story. And I don't, sometimes that means you have like a traditional beginning, middle, and end kind of story. But mainly what I mean by that is that you need something compelling. You need a vision. You need to start with what you want the image to look like. What does the shoot really need to be? Then you can develop everything else from there. So that's really your number one most important ingredient is you need a story. You need a vision. You need a reason for the shoot. Yeah, I don't know a better word than vision or story, but it's absolutely necessary. And I don't really know where to tell you to go to find vision or a story. That's what being an artist is. I can tell you that I consume a lot of photography. I look at a lot of photos. I watch a lot of videos. And then I intentionally go places that I haven't been before in order to get ideas, just to be inspired by places. I get inspired by places. You may not. I don't know. That's your personal thing. But the story is important. The story is the most important. So that's not even ingredient one. That's ingredient zero. That's the base. That's everything is that story. And wherever you find that inspiration, wherever you get that vision, like that's been the mystery for all of human history as long as we've been doing art. But the next ingredient, not quite a mystery, how to get it. And that's setting. Every story has a setting. Setting is a time and a place. I can tell you with the example there on the floor above my office, that's a great example of how I get vision and setting. So we moved in this new building. I thought, oh, cool, a new place. There might be cool places to shoot here in this building. So I went up to the floors above us, and sure enough, there were. And immediately when I saw that floor, I had a vision. I snapped a photo. I sent it to a couple of folks. I said, I want to do a photo shoot here. And I had two visions. The one vision I had was like just kind of a grungy type feel. And I'll show you those over here. And the other one I had was a little more glamorous, sparkles with really like sequins was the thing I saw in my head. And we captured that. So the other thing I liked about the setting was that it was versatile. You know, if you face toward the windows, you got one kind of light. If you faced away from the windows, you got another kind of light. And then I suspected that the sun would come in at a certain angle. And so I went back and confirmed. And so you not only need a place, but you need time. We live in 4 dimensions. Time is a thing. So I went back later in the afternoon and found that the sun came through the only side window and hit really kind of cool, so that you could have someone in front of a window and the sun was coming in as a hard light from the side. And that was really cool. So that added to the versatility of the space. So that's ingredient number one. Ingredient 0, you need a vision, you need a story. Ingredient number 1, you need a setting. That's time and place. Ingredient number 2, 2, you need a budget. You need to budget everything. So what is your budget for money? Like, do you need props? Do you need outfits? What do you need to pull it off? This vision that you have, set your budget for what it's going to cost to get those things. Set a budget with, if it's a paid shoot with this wasn't a paid shoot, because I feel weird about putting paid shoots on YouTube, but if it's a paid shoot, your client needs to have a budget and you need to pay yourself. If it's a commercial shoot, you need to pay the model. Then you need to get the materials, whether it's props or fashion or set pieces or whatever. And that needs to all go into the price that you give to the client, set a budget. But more importantly than a money budget is a time budget. There's the time that the story takes place, but then there's the amount of time that you require to execute the image. And you will always underestimate that time. Everybody does. Every human underestimates the amount of time something's going to take. So, like, figure out how long the shoot you think is going to take and then add an hour. Always give yourself extra time. I told everybody, let's shoot for being done by 10. Even though I thought we might be done by 8, we ended up done by 9. So you got to budget the money, and you got to budget the time. And budgeting the time is more important. We have vision, we have setting, we have a budget. The next thing you need is a subject. So if it's a product shoot, subject is easy. If it's a nature shoot, subject is easy because you just go find it. But if it's a shoot with people, subject maybe isn't so easy. So Ansel Adams said that there are 2 people in every photo. There's the photographer and there's the viewer. And if the photo involves another person, that's 3 people. And adding more people always makes something more complicated. The more I do this, the more I find that people skills are the most important skill a photographer can have. They are. You need people skills. And this video is not long enough to explain how to have people skills. I would recommend Charisma on Command on YouTube. That's a great channel. And then finally, the last ingredient is you need your camera. And it's the last ingredient. And it's the last ingredient on purpose. It's the least important ingredient. You need a camera. You can't do photography without a camera, but the machine you use for creating a photograph is not the photographer you are. And so if you have a vision and a story, if you have a good setting, if you have a great subject, if you've budgeted your time and money well, the camera is just the tool that you use to execute. But you do need a camera. You need to figure out what that camera can do. Here's where I find myself lining up on getting new gear, upgrading gear, etc. Is your camera able to execute the vision that you have? You need to know that. That's the most important question about any camera. Is this camera able to execute the vision? If it's not, then you have the wrong camera. If it is, you're good to go. So those are the ingredients for a good shoot. I'm going to run down them one more time just so we review. I'll put a list here. Number 1, number 0, you need a vision and a story. Something to say, something to show. Number 1, you need a setting, time and a place where this story, this vision is going to take place. Number 2 is you need a budget. You need a budget in money and you need a budget in time. Number 3, you need a subject, a good subject, one that fits the vision. And then 4, you need a camera. You need the equipment that is required for fulfilling your vision. And there you go. You put those together, you plan it out well, and your shoot will come together and it will look good. If you don't, then you're rolling the dice. You might end up with a good image, you might not. Well, if you don't have a camera, you're not going to end up with a good image. You're not going to end up with an image at all. If you plan it out and you set up what you need, you put it all together, you will end up with a good shoot. If I had a vision and a good setting, I set my budget, figured out what I needed and how much time I needed and scheduled that in, and then I had a good subject, and then I matched my gear to my vision. Every time that happens, it's a good shoot. So I hope this has encouraged you. I hope that it helps you. I hope that it moves you, inspires you to be creative. That's why we do art, is to move people. So I hope I've done that. If I have, just hit that subscribe button, press the thumbs up. There's a mystery gear link down below in the description. Tap that. It's an Amazon affiliate link. It helps me. Doesn't cost you anything extra. It's a good time. So anyways, thank you. God bless you. And we'll see you next time. Bye.